Yo, what is up? It's Phins with CB83 coming to you for another banger of a show. Even though the Miami Dolphins aren't playing like bangers, we're gonna be all right. We're gonna see what time it is, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Cliff, I see you. Cliff says season's over. He said it's a wrap for the Dolphins. Over with. Finish. Finito. Said it's done.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Man, still a lot of season left, Cliff. Still a lot of season left. The Miami Dolphins are 3 games into the season, 1-2, going into week 4. Monday night matchup against the Tennessee Titans, who are a decent football team. NFL football team, not world beaters by any means, but can beat you on any given day. Now, the Miami Dolphins have the ability to come in and kind of turn things around. I don't know if it happens with Skylar Thompson. And we're gonna talk about the game. I mean, the Skynet, Skywalker, Skylineers, I mean, they were in full force, fledged, ready to go. I mean, you would have thought that, you know, Skyler had shown these people something that he was gonna come out and just throw for 300, 3 TDs. I don't know what it is about some people. It's like the eye in the sky don't lie to y'all. If he had put it on film, I'd have been like, yeah, it's possible. He's done it before. But the eye in the sky don't lie. Appreciate y'all coming through. Shout out to Cliff who was in here first. Hey, punch that like button on your way in. You already know what time it is. We going up. Let's get this thing cracking. Let's go. Punch the like.
In the club, popping with my pull that pop. Blood rocking on them jiggers. On the money. You ain't talking money, I don't hear you. You ain't gotta touch my own. That's true, that's true. Boy, I'm about my spiller. I'm about my spiller. All my monkeys, we gorillas. We gorillas. All my clutching, we some hitters. Birds on my timeline, call it Twitter. I'm in the club, popping with my that poppin'. All love, rocking on them chicks. Money. You ain't talking money, I don't hear. What, be quiet? You ain't gotta touch my own feet. That's Thriller, that's Thriller. Boy, I'm about my spiller. I'm about my spiller. All my monkeys, we gorillas. Yeah, we gorillas. All my clutching, we some hitters. Boy, we some hitters. Birds on my timeline, call it Twitter. That's Thriller, that's Thriller. Boy, I'm about my spiller. I'm about my spiller. Nah, we with you. I'm coming through, me and all my boys smoking loud, I ain't hearing you. Kodak bring the noise every year, Christmas Day, I ain't wanna play with toys. Project Baby came from Hot Wheels to riding in the foreign, and my diamonds come from Tokyo. Yoin, power high come from Tokyo. I call them Ching Choi, money grow on tree. Can you show me where they grew that? You could have a fine that girl, you already switcheroo that. Boy, you know that, it's Lil Kodak, you already knew that. By my cheese, cheddar chip, that codeine, my medicine. Friend to know you, 1800 block, yeah, I represent. I got lots of guap, that's why I'm arrogant. In the club, poppin' with my fat pop.
Yo, what's good? What's poppin'? It's your boy Phins with CB83 coming to you for another banger of a show. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Y'all already know what time it is, man. Let's get this thing cracking, man. Pittsburgh Dolphin fan, my members gang homie is in here. Appreciate you coming through, boy. I know you're gonna punch that like button. We got 10 in the building right now. A lot of people don't know I'm live. I wasn't even supposed to go live today. I was supposed to go live last night, but just had too long of a day to go live. I didn't get home from working till about like 8:30, 9 o'clock. So, man, it was a long day yesterday, and I was just like, nah, I'm beat. I can't do it today. So we're here today. Man, so much to discuss. When we look back on the game, bro, just a poor performance. And Honestly, I've heard the community. Trust me, I hear you guys. I hear a lot of the narratives in the community. I hear that Brian Flores deserves an apology. I hear, bro, some of these takes have been just outlandish. I've heard it all. Q. Shout out to the homie Q in the building. We live. What's good? What's good with you? Um, I've heard Brian Flores deserves an apology. I've heard that um, Brian Flores was the best coach we had. I've heard that um, Mike McDaniel needs to be fired. I've heard Mike McDaniel needs play calling duties taken away from him. Right? I've heard, man, put some of the narratives in the chat you've heard in the community. I've heard blow it up. I've heard blow it up. Tank for Cam Ward, tank for Archie Manning, tank for Shador Sanders. I've heard tank for everybody. That's been a big one. Tank for so and so. I've heard McDaniel needs to be fired. I've heard Chris Greer needs to be fired. I've heard Ross needs to sell the team. I've heard Ross needs to sell the team. I've heard trade I've heard trade Tyreek. I've heard trade Jalen Ramsey. I've heard um cut Armstead. I've heard um trade who else have I heard trade? Um cut Tua. Cut Tua's one, right? Trade for Russell Wilson. I've heard trade for Bryce Young. I've heard everything except constructive feedback for getting the team better. I'm telling you, I've heard it all. I've heard a lot of things. I don't see and a few people have put on the film. Like a few people have put on the film, and honestly, the film breakdowns I've seen haven't been like, you know, so, I mean, for the most part, some of them have been good. I liked Ryder's breakdown on Skylar Thompson's play. Um, honestly, when Mike McDaniel is handcuffing, it's his fault. Like, let me be completely transparent with y'all. Like, this is clearly on Mike McDaniel when it comes to this backup quarterback situation, right? If you're falling in love with Skylar Thompson and you think he's the answer at backup quarterback, you clearly think you could do something with that, right? You clearly think you can do something with that. And shout out to Nay in the building. He does, and almost 500,000 views. Thanks for the shout out. What is it? What are you talking about? He does. You talking about Brian Flores? We owe Brian Flores an apology. So the Miami Dolphins owe Brian Flores apology because he couldn't foster good relationships and he can get the offense right. I don't think that's the case. I think Brian Flores is in a better place right now, right? I think he's with the Vikings. I wish Brian Flores nothing but the best. I think he's learned a lot from his experience here in Miami. I think he wants to be a head coach again. So I think he's put that behind him, right? He's doing a great job with their defense over there, but I'm not crying over spilled milk. It is what it is. That's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Wishing him the best, though. Wishing Brian Flores the best. And honestly, I was a big Brian Flores fan. Wanted him to be successful here in Miami. It just didn't work out. Sometimes that's how it happens. So appreciate you guys coming in, man. So the narratives have been going crazy. I've been talking about them. Boy, the narratives are going crazy in the community. Man, like y'all have been on one the past few days. And I can understand Miami Dolphin fans being upset. We had high hopes this season, for sure. There's a lot of high hopes, right? But the season isn't over by any means. I think there's a lot of football left to play. And I don't think this is the type of team that's going to quit on the task at hand, and that's winning regular season football games so you can ultimately get to the playoffs. And that's what it's about. Joseph Bell says Flo does deserve an apology, and he was the best coach. If he was the best coach, trust me, he'd still be here. Trust me. If Flores was the best coach and the best coach for this job, he'd still be here. Like point blank, period. And if he, and that's the only reason he's not here because he wasn't the best coach, right? The best coach they coach up the players that they have, right? And if they don't get the players that they feel they need, they're going to coach up the ones they have until they get those other players, right? And I think that's where Brian Flores was, and he may want another quarterback. That may have been the case. But until that happens, you just got to do the best with what you got. That's a coach's job. Coach's job isn't to bring in player personnel. Like that's not their job. That's not in their job description. They supposed to be coaching up the talent, putting a team together, putting a staff together, and putting their vision into place. Now, do they work alongside the GM? Yeah, of course, to bring in players that they need. But it ultimately comes down to the GM and what they want to do. So that's where I'm at with that. Nene says apologize to Flores. No, we're not apologizing to Flores. Flores will be okay. He's doing fine. He's in Minnesota. He's not thinking about the Miami Dolphins. Really, the Miami Dolphins aren't thinking about him. And I don't know where all this Flores loves come from because the Dolphins have a 2-game losing streak. So now it's Brian Flores was the answer. Bro, like where do y'all get this stuff from?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
So Brian Flores was the answer because the Miami Dolphins are on a 2-game losing streak. Huh? Like, yeah, come on, man. We gotta be a little bit better than this. Jose says outlandish to put it outlandish is putting him out. Yeah, definitely. Nene's on the train right now. Scam for Cam. Tua fans crashing out. I'm a Tua fan, but I don't crash out about stuff like this because I mean this was what happens. Like NFL seasons have adversity. We're looking at teams that are 1-2 that are very good. The Ravens, the Cowboys have lost games. Like I'm not stressing about it. I mean, the Miami Dolphins are gonna have to figure it out at this point. Like that's just something they got to do, and they can either choose to lay down or they can get up and fight, and that's what we're gonna see during the stretch is whether they're willing to fight or not. And I think honestly, truthfully, I think this stretch will determine a lot about Mike McDaniel's future. But I seen Mike McDaniel kind of fight through adversity before, so I have a feeling he's going to dig his way out of this, and that's just me. And that's how I'm feeling. I'm feeling that Mike McDaniel will find a way to dig a way out of this. Um, he made a mistake by making Skylar Thompson the backup quarterback, right? But he's brought in other guys that may not handcuff him offensively. And I mean, he can't get out there and throw the ball for Skylar. If Skylar's gunshot, he's gunshot. Skylar Sunday looked like a deer in headlights. Let's be real honest with ourselves. Right. So Skylar looked like a deer in headlights. So if Skylar looked like a deer in headlights and Skylar's out there seeing ghosts, right? He obviously either wasn't prepared, right, properly, or just isn't a good football player. Just really can't do it. And sometimes that's the case, right? Sometimes that's the case. Sometimes guys get out there and they just when it comes on, when the lights come on, and we say lights because we're used to playing under the lights, right? But when that ball is kicked off, they just and the crowds in the stand, they just can't get it done. And that's what Skylar looked like on Sunday at 4:00. He just looked like he wasn't ready to get it done. He looked like he was scared. So that happens. And shout out to the homie Mounty, man. I'm gonna keep it going. I'm gonna try to get to the. I see y'all in the chat, man. We got 40 in the building. Punch the like button. Um. Joseph says it's just got that kind of feel, and that was game one. Yeah, game one with Skylar, right? I think Skylar was. I think Skylar was gun shy. I think he didn't want to throw the ball. I mean, we saw Skylar not throw the ball on a Hail Mary. If you don't want to throw the ball on a Hail Mary, bro, you're never gonna get penalized for it. It's the last play of the half. It doesn't matter if it's an interception or it doesn't matter. Whatever it is, it goes out the window when it comes to like the end of the half. Bro, he wouldn't even throw a Hail Mary 2 times in a row. The man took a sack on a Hail Mary. Like, what are you to do with that? When Mike McDaniel saw that, he should have said, I can't play this kid in the second half. That's what should have happened. But he chose to stick with him. He ended up getting injured, and now we're here. But a lot of this is on McDaniel. It is. Because he's making the decisions. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. You got a good football team. This is a talented football team. Defense is playing well. Not playing the greatest, but they're playing well enough for us to win games, for sure. They're playing well enough for us to win games. So offense has got to figure it out. And then they says, wait, what makes the team better, CB? I don't know what you're talking in reference to, but I mean, there's a lot of things that make the team better. True Talk says there's no getting this team better. What we need to do is draft a quarterback and hope he brings a boost to the team like Jaden Daniels did to Washington. Okay. Draft a quarterback. Let's start it all over. And we do need to draft a quarterback. That's what needs to happen. Now, bringing a boost to the team and morale and all of that stuff, bro, we got players on the team that should be ready to go. Like, what do we need a boost for? We have seasoned veterans. We have guys who've played a lot of football, played a lot of meaningful football. Like, why do you need a rookie quarterback to give you a boost? What rookie quarterback out there? Shedeur Sanders is going to come in and give the Miami Dolphins a boost, you guys think? He's going to come in and so we're going to have to tank in order to get him, right? So we're going to have to lose games. And then we're going to put him in and he's going to win us games. Rookie quarterbacks take lumps, guys. They don't just come in and win right away. It just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. Shout out to Juba. Juba says Flo was definitely right. And then they say yes, apologies. He wasn't the problem. FinFan7 says Flo was right. We should have listened. What was Flo right about? Huh? He was right about. Was he right about Tua? Was he right about the team? Was he right about what was he right about? What did Flo say to Miami Dolphins after he left? What did he say that we should have did to make us a better team or to make us a better franchise? Jose M says bunch of people prisoner of the moment, for real, and that's what we have here. I think people can't see past the last game, and that's the case. But the Miami Dolphins have flushed it. They moved on. They've watched the film and they're ready for the next one. Cliff D says Ross made $10 billion without winning one playoff game. Are FinFan suckers? No, I think I mean that's a lot of money. I mean this organization has done a lot outside of football as well. F1, tennis, soccer. Miami is a great destination. I mean, I don't think it's just Ross. I think it's just real estate and the nature of being in South Florida and being able to play in a stadium like that year round without bad weather, and being able to hold events, right? And having good facilities and being a great destination. Ross's business, right? The Miami Dolphins are business. Their product is suffering right now. So you better believe that they want to get it fixed, right? I mean, and that's the nature of business. This is a market economy, supply and demand, right? If the demand isn't high for Miami Dolphins, then the price is going to go down. And if the prices go down, that means heads are rolling. So, they are trying their best to right the ship. Trying their best to right the ship. Um, Q says Flores is thriving as a DC, not a head coach. Definitely. Like, and people won't even admit that. Like, the dude's not even running he's not even running the ship. He's just on for the ride. And they really do have a really good head coach there that had already put a plan into place before Flores had got there. He just came in and led the defense, and he's doing much better now. And maybe that's Flores's role. Why can't people just admit that? Maybe Flores is best as a defensive coordinator instead of being a head coach. Maybe the relationships with the offense and the quarterback are just too much for him to handle. Maybe he's better as a DC and handling his defensive guys. Like, maybe that's why it works for him, because he's the DC there. Maybe he's just not a good head coach, Nay. It could be possible, right? Leadership. Maybe some people just aren't good managers. They're great employees, they're great workers, they have the work ethic, but they're not great leaders. So maybe that's the case. Something for y'all to think about. Um Cliff D says rebuild time. Greg, what's going on with you, Greg? He says, what's up, CB? Yeah, Skylar was in his nerve for sure. We need to ride with Huntley and see if he can pull it off. I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. Greg says we hurt. And shout out to everybody in the chat. I'm trying to get to um, everybody. Pittsburgh Dolphins says agree with Q. Flo is a great DC, but not as a head coach. Yeah, and shout out to the homie Chef Jew. Chef Jew in the building. What's good, man? He says, what's good, OG CB83 and everyone? What's good? How y'all tonight? Check your pulse, fins up. Let's go, Chef. Appreciate you coming through. Appreciate my mod squad in the building. And I'm gonna drop the link too. I want to get a few people up here. I know there's some people who got a lot to say about this, and there's some people who are in the community right now who I haven't seen in a long time. Like, I haven't. Ricky, what's good, bro? I see you, bro. Um, and feel free to come up. I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let everybody maybe come up for maybe 1 or 2 minutes. I'm gonna put the timer on. Let you get your rocks off. Get it off your chest. When you come up here, don't be shy. Get it off your chest. I might have a rebuttal here or there, but feel free to click the link, bro. Click the dang link. 52 watching right now. Punch the like button. Hey, we don't hate nobody around here. We don't hate nobody. We love everybody around here. We wish everybody the best. Um, Nothing but the best. Shout out to Pete's Takes in the building. I think Skylar plays Monday night, but we will find out in 48 hours. Skylar's a no-go, bro. I'm done with Skylar. I don't think Skylar should see the field next week. It should be either Huntley or Boyle. Skylar had his shot. He pooped on it. We go with the next guy until the next guy isn't good enough. Real quick, let's get the homie up here. I got Nene in the back too. Y'all might want to stick around for this one. This one might get juicy. Mounty, what's good with you?
Yo, what's good, my guy? What's up?
How you feeling, Mounty? How you feeling?
Hey, man, listen. It's another opportunity to get it right. That's all I know. But
Hey, another opportunity to get it right. Let's go.
but again, I listen. Let's go back.
Let's do it.
I had my reservations about Mike McDaniel. When you want to be, look, not everybody is cut out to be a leader of men and to be a head coach, especially because I thought, you
Mm,
know, you look at his background, he's it's not really extensive enough to make him to see he's a head coach, an NFL head coach, and it's like he's too much of a player's coach to where he can't correct a lot, like all the penalties that we accrue, a lot of things that lack of discipline and technique,
Yeah.
and he's not ready for that kind of oversight, I don't think, because he's struggling to make adjustments as according on the offense. And me personally, I don't think he has enough experience to be a head coach and offensive coordinator. Like it's just too much it's too much on his plate. And as we all know, if you look at history, that's usually one of the precursors to a potential one-day dismissal. I'm going to take the play calling away from
Yeah.
you or take something away from you. And then if you can't do this, bye-bye.
Yeah, and honestly, Monty, I see where you're at. Honestly, when it comes to Mike McDaniel, um I'm on the side where it's very hard for a coach, a head coach, to really rein his guys in and be disciplined after you've already shown that you're a soft guy, you're a player's coach, and that's how you're going to approach it, right? Now, I think when you build a staff, when you build a team, a staff for the team, if you're going to be that guy that's a softer players coach, you need to have some harder guys on the staff. Like you need to have some bad cops, and we call it good cop, bad cop, right? So there's got to be good cop. There's Mike McDaniel's a good cop, but he's got to have some bad cops on the staff that are going to kind of tighten guys up, be the bad guy. And then what'll happen is, they may come to Mike McDaniel as like the mentor or as like the person who's going to console them in these moments. But they still got to have that relationship and that dynamic where it's like, bro, you still got a job to do. And Mike McDaniel still has to approach it like that too. Like, you still got a job to do, even though, I understand where you're coming from. Your position coach is on your ass like he should be. I'm here to listen, but I'm also here as support for your coach, for your position coach, because you still got to go out there and get the job done. Because it's ultimately he wants the best for us and the team, and we still want to win games. So Mike McDaniel at this point, I don't know where he is in terms of like, pulling back or being more vocal in regards to his team. But at this point, I think it's going to be tough for him to like change up his mentality, right? I think that's difficult.
Well, CB, let me ask you this real quick, and I'm gonna jump off. But I don't know if you remember in the Buffalo game when Tua got concussed.
Yeah, I remember that.
Finally was walking off the field, and Mike McDaniel kissed him on the side of the head.
Yeah.
Like, dude, come on, bro. I mean, listen.
Did that bother you?
Dude, that's I mean, and Nene, all the former military people, that's a little unduly familiar. That's a little much. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, come on, bro. Out of 40 years of watching football, NFL football, I've never seen that before. And I get it. You may like the guy, have a certain weirdness with this kid, but dude, you cannot, like, that's inappropriate to me.
Honestly,
he's a grown man, bro.
And he is a grown man. And I think their relationship may be different from other head coaches.
It's becoming of a detriment to me.
And it could be, right? It could be. But Mike McDaniel still has to understand that even though he loves this guy, bro, you still got to have high expectations for the kid. Like, you still got to have high expectations for Tua, and you still got to hold him accountable when he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing. And in that moment, I would have been more angry with Tua than like upset. I mean, and I feel bad for him, right? Like, he took a concussion. He kind of in that same position again, but you still gotta be a man, and you still gotta say, hey, I love you as a player, I love you as a person, but bro, like, what are you doing? Like we gotta be better about our decision making and the way we approach the game of football. All you had to do was like slide, bro. That's what it's about. So, man, we'll see how it works out. And I can understand people being a little like put off by, the kiss on the forehead and stuff like that. I think people got on McDaniel last time about, oh, you really don't care for him. You just want him to go out there and play for you. It doesn't matter if he's concussed or not. So I think that's a way of Mike McDaniel just kind of showing, yo, this is my guy. This is how I support him. We have a really great relationship. So, yeah, I mean, I think that's what it was.
Yeah, I think Mike McDaniel's for the most part, I just think he's a little over his head, and I think they need to pull the play calling from him. That's the first step, and then if you
pull
still
the play
can't
calling,
if and then give it to Frank Smith or give it to Darrell Bevel because he's got Darrell Bevel's got experience calling plays.
Yeah.
And then that's the first step. After that, then look, we know what we got to do.
Yeah. Hey, man, I appreciate you coming through, Mounty. Man, it's always good talk. Always love, bro. Appreciate you, bro.
All right, bro. Peace.
All right, bro. Later. Shout out to the homie Mounty, man. We got the homie Nene in the back. Nene, what's good with you? How you feeling, man?
Well,
All this Brian Flores.
Listen, let me put
where is this coming
wait a
from,
minute.
Nene?
Wait.
And first of all, Nene, let me do this. I'm gonna press you a little bit. Now, like, this is politics season, right? So I feel like you really were on the campaign trail until the Miami Dolphins started taking L's. And you started coming around a lot more since the Miami Dolphins have started on this 1-2 skid, right? So, like, where are you at right now?
Hold on.
Yeah,
let me put my damn dog down. First of all,
put your dog. Hey, hold
what
on.
What we not gonna do, Flash, get in here. Hold on.
You better get Flash.
Hold on.
Hey, Flash. Get Flash in the house quick.
Now you know damn well what my majors is and what I'm doing in school. But hold on before we get to that.
You should be on the campaign trail. You should not be messing with Flores and the Miami Dolphins right now. You got bigger fish to fry than this. I promise you.
Listen. Bring that little snotty little nerd True Talk up here now.
Man, hey, you hear True Talk what y'all got going on in the chat, man?
Bring that little pimple face, little Clearasil little boy up here now, so I can take off my belt and beat him like he should have been beaten a long time ago. But no, all jokes aside, about the Flores thing, let me make sure I give you the reason why. Because people.
But Nene, I know the reason why. Go ahead. Give me your context.
Now, since you're gonna push on me, let me push back on you.
Let's push.
Now, when we were winning last year, right? Didn't we keep hearing these stories that the Miami Dolphins are on the right path because now we got somebody in here that people get along with. Now it's kumbaya. Everybody's communicating. They would say little slick stuff like the previous leader didn't do this. Am I lying?
But there's people.
Yes or no? Right. Am I lying?
So there's people who do that, right? But they don't encompass like the general Miami Dolphins population, right? So there may be a few people who poke at the Flores situation like that. And, you may see that and take it to heart because you have a special, spot in your heart for Brian Flores, right? So you may see that and take it to heart, but I don't think anybody else. I think the Miami Dolphins community just wanted a team who was winning.
No. CB, are you gonna let me talk, or you just gonna overtalk?
I'm not talking. Go ahead.
So you trying to tell me you haven't heard hits from Omar Kelly, Big O?
Oh, you calling names? You putting names on it.
I can even go nationally where you
breaking up a little bit, man. Maybe your mic.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Your mic just changed up. You were loud at first, and then you just went low.
Okay, hold on. Let me switch back to the headset. Hold on.
Yeah,
But
go back to the headset was clear. Yeah,
Wait a minute. All right.
there you go.
Now, because I'm competing with your mic. I just got some headphones on. Now,
Oh, my
my
bad.
whole thing is even Ryan Fitzpatrick on Monday Night Football, when we won, start talking about how there's a culture shift with the Miami Dolphins. They're in a better place. We see the results now that Tua is fixed. And just a couple of minutes ago, before I listened to your show, I heard Big O state that Mike McDaniel is holding back Tua. Like, this is just getting ridiculous. How many coaches are we going to blame for what's a deeper problem with the Miami Dolphins? And that's why I say Flores was right, because the narrative was Flores said that this team needed to get tougher. They needed to get disciplined. Remember, TNT takes no talent, right? All those things he implemented. Now, say what you want about how he communicated with certain people, but we didn't have the penalties that we have right now. The lack of discipline wasn't what it is right now. So that's why I say Brian Flores was right in terms of it takes no talent, part one. And just to me, for all of these people, not the people in the community, but all of these people, the Big O's, the Omar Kelly, the David Fuentes, a lot of personalities on 560, every time we won a game, they sat there and said subliminally that Flores, let me give you another example if you need anything. Remember when Austin Jackson got his contract?
Yeah.
You know what? One of the first things he started talking about, I'm in a better place mentally because of the previous head coach. So we can't, like Lewis says, we can't have it both ways.
So
now this
so I have
stuff
a
is
question.
going down. Hold on. Now this stuff is going down, and we kind of see what happens when you don't have a coach that's truly a leader of men. I ain't talking about a friend, because there's a difference between being someone's friend and leading someone, right? Everybody got their payday. Everybody should be happy. They got a big slide in front of the training camp. Everybody should be kumbaya. So while we're getting dusted, even before Skyler, that Jacksonville game didn't look good. And neither did the damn Buffalo Bills game. So I'm not going to let this narrative go out there, when Tua comes back, we're back to normal. We look like trash the last 7 games of last season. So let's just call it a bean.
Which I'm cool with calling it a bean, right? The offense hasn't looked great in the first, 3 outings for sure, right? They haven't looked good at all. Now, am I willing to give them a little bit of time to get it right? I mean, I got no choice. Like they got to figure it out. I mean, they got to work through the kinks and figure out what works for the team and what doesn't work. These people, so I don't get people saying Omar hates Flores, right? Or hated Flores. Like, after Flores got fired, Omar gave Flores an opportunity to come onto his show and speak his truth. I think if there was a rift there in a relationship, I don't think Flo would have ever took that opportunity and came on to the I Am Athlete podcast and sat down with Omar and answered questions in regards to his tenure with the Miami Dolphins. I don't think people hated Flores. I think people just looked back on Flores and said, man, he was like an asshole for no reason type situation. And that may be the case. Like, I'm not going to diminish people's experience with Flores. If Austin Jackson and Jalen Phillips and all these players say, hey, I was beat down mentally because I felt like, I wasn't being lifted up. Okay, some coaches do that. Some coaches, that's their approach, right? So I can't say, hey, it's bad or it's good, bro. That's your experience with them. By all means, I wish you better moving forward if that's how you feel. But I can't. But if they speak their truth, I can't be mad at it. Why would I?
Listen,
why would I diminish? Why would I diminish their feelings about how they felt?
So
or how they felt they were treated?
Here's the thing. First of all, let me address True Talk. Who I'm married to and what I do is none of my business. Why don't you go home and suck on your mama's titty? We not talking to little
Come on,
children.
we on True Talk. Hey, True Talk is a troll. We don't even
Yeah,
need to
yeah.
address him.
Like I told him, he doesn't matter in the community. So stop trying to act like you're somebody. The only show you can talk to is on Pete's, and you got cooked on Pete's show today by Color. Moving right along. Back to your point. My only thing is when you put stuff in the atmosphere, you notice as someone that does content, people are still going to hold you accountable for that take.
Mm-hmm.
And he sat there and he said a lot of things about this man. I never said, let's be clear, what we like to do in this community is put words in people's mouth. That I never said that he hated Brian Flores. I just said he had a lot to say about Brian Flores and what he was doing to this organization. Now we step back 2-3 years later, you have someone new, someone with a clearly different philosophy, somebody that everybody is endorsing as this person that is extremely brilliant, extremely great to get along with, but yet we're having some of the same results in terms of, when I say same results, we're not over that hump yet. And here's the caveat. You have more talent than you did with Brian Flores. And that is a truth that people don't like to talk about because it hurts people's feelings. He didn't have Tyreek Hill and some of these other pieces that are currently on this team. He was dealing with, and a lot of people talk about what Mike McDaniel inherited. What about what he inherited from Gase? We don't have that conversation. So I'm like, if you're going to be fair about your Brian Flores criticism, I understand it. But please add everything to include now, because now it looks like, and I agree with you, I think they kind of going overboard with Mike McDaniel. But I told them when they got that contract, I said, if this doesn't go right, he is going to be the scapegoat. Greer's not going nowhere. Ross is not going nowhere. It's going to come down on Mike McDaniel. And that's what it looks like right now.
So it's coming down on Mike McDaniel, and a lot of people have they have issues with Mike McDaniel. And I didn't honestly. So when I look back at the game, so I rewatched it a little bit. I thought the run plays, the run calls were really good. I thought there were some good things there. I thought there were some bad situational things, right, in terms of his play calling. But I think design, run play, execution was solid. Now, the passing plays, it's hard to do. It's hard to see anything if your quarterback won't let the ball go, if he's not willing to throw the ball. Now, do I think if you have Boyle in there from the beginning, the game looks a little bit different? I do think that. I think Boyle is just willing to pull a trigger. He's not caring about what people think about him or whether he needs to be the superhero and lead the Miami Dolphins to the Super Bowl. He's just thinking, hey, one play at a time, let's go out there and do that. I don't think Skyler's in that mindset. I think Skyler has some sort of mental block where it's like, bro, I got to be Superman and I got to carry the team. And it's not that, bro. Just come in and play football.
Well, CB, can I render this opinion? I agree that he has a mental block, but I also think having 10 days and having a game plan that fits him versus, because to me, it seemed like he opened up the playbook a little bit more. And let's be honest, they did not prepare for Ball versus preparing for Skylar Thompson or Mike McDaniel's scheme. We're not adding that to the equation. We have to be very fair when we're talking about this conversation, because to me, I've seen two quarterbacks in a system, right? Tua is more talented. If that needs to be on the record, he is more talented. He's probably one of the best with, those quick plays. However, and this is where I go to Christopher Aloysius Greer III and Mike McDaniel failing all the quarterbacks, right? By not giving them a good offensive line, by not having a contingency plan. Once teams figure out those bubble screens and those quick plays, you have to have something to adjust. Now, that's where I hold Mike McDaniel accountable for.
We'll see. And this is my thing, and I understand what you're saying. Like when it comes to it, the bubble screens and stuff like that, you got to have an adjustment. And the adjustment is you got to be willing to take shots, right? You got to be willing to pull the trigger. And if you're not willing to pull the trigger, then teams are just going to collapse on you, and you're going to be overwhelmed, right?
Yeah,
Because you're not stretching the defense. You aren't using the entire field. So if you get in there and you're gun shy, and the defense knows you aren't willing to throw the ball, fit it in the windows, and make plays, they're just going to sit on everything, and you're going to be looking stupid. And that's what we looked like Sunday at 4:00. We looked stupid out there because our quarterback wouldn't pull the trigger and throw the ball.
And here's the other thing. He's a backup
Man, y'all
quarterback.
y'all giving, so you giving Skylar this 10-day thing. Now, Skylar has been with the team for 3 years. He has been through a training camp. He went through training camp 3 times. He had 5 weeks this year to go through training camp. He's played a lot of football. He played a lot in preseason. He played a lot when it came to practice. Bro, there's no excuses for Skylar. Like, bro,
Right.
you gotta pull the trigger. Like, you gotta
here's
you gotta play.
Here's my thing. I get it, but this still will go back to the narrative of why didn't you replace Skylar? They see him more
Of
than
course.
we do, right? Why?
Mhm.
And that's where I can't listen. I can't blame someone that was hired by somebody that refused to let them go. You know, at the end of the
Right.
day, did I see Mike McDaniel try to calm him down? Did he do any plays and anything? Because to me, the run opens up the pass. Old football running one. The run opens up the pass, right?
And we ran the ball.
And for me, to me, we ran the ball to where it's predictable, and we didn't run the ball where it was effective. They, for some reason, refused to run that ball up the middle, and they keep trying to outrun the defense. And the defense has seen enough film on Mike McDaniel on how he runs, and they're right there. And that's why we start 2nd and 10, 3rd and 16, moving on and so forth. And that's where I'm holding him accountable. I'm not saying, let me make sure I'm clear. Skylar is not a good quarterback. We've seen that, right? But the reason why Skylar is playing is malpractice by Mike McDaniel, who's the head coach, and Chris Greer, that did not get another backup quarterback in the building.
You're
that's
right.
That's my disposition.
And your disposition is right? So I agree with that. Honestly, I never thought Skylar was good enough to be our backup. In the offseason, I said, hey, go get a Justin Fields and let him back up to him, right? I said, go get somebody who's like really serviceable, who has played meaningful football in the NFL, and that has won games, right? Despite their situation, whatever it may be, right? I've said that, but people kill me for that. Now Justin Fields is 3-0 and he's not doing anything great, right? He's just playing solid football, doing enough to manage the game and making throws where he needs to be. And as long as your guy is willing to make the throws, willing to pull the trigger, is confident in his ability, he's fine. But the malpractice with Mike McDaniel is, bro, you've seen this countless times, right? You've seen him not have it countless times in the regular season, right? At some point, you got to be like, yeah, man, he just ain't got it. Like, that dog just don't bite, Nene. It just don't bite. He just don't bite. And sometimes that's the case.
But
so,
to me, why didn't they pull him sooner? You know, why did you wait so long?
Yeah, I said that too.
That was the other, and so to me, the malpractice.
Because I think you want to give them as much as an opportunity as you can. If you're going to lose, you might as well lose the game, right? And go down swinging with him as the quarterback. But you're giving him an opportunity because he's been there. Tim Boyle, Huntley, they literally have been there, what, a week or two? Skylar's been with you for 3 years. So you're like, damn, if at the least I'm going to get this dude a full game at it, get good film on him, and see whether or not he could play moving forward. So I don't think the Miami Dolphins were doing a malpractice by giving him an opportunity. I don't think they're expecting Tim Boyle to come in and like bring them back into the game. And I guys, I don't think Miami Dolphins and the organization look at these games as, oh, we got to go out and win every game. No, I don't think they look at it like that. I think they look at these games and say, "Oh, this is a game. We're down at the half. We're probably not winning this one. We need to evaluate and see what we have in Skylar for the rest of this game. Like we need to get it on film."
And to me, that's who that's so unfair to. If I'm being
Who?
honest, it's
Who?
unfair to the fans. It's unfair to the people that took those tickets to go out to Seattle to watch
Yeah.
that team. It's unfair that they raising the tickets of prices. And this is the product. And it's unfair when they sit there on podiums and they sarcastically mock the fan base and tell us to believe that this team is different and that we have addressed the issues that have been concerning. And yet when you see the product on 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 8 o'clock, or whenever the game comes on, you're seeing a lot of the same bull crap. And it's not just Mike McDaniel.
But Nene, I don't think they expect the product to be without their quarterback one, right? And I think if you would have said, "Hey, what is your product going to look like without QB1?" They'd probably be like, "Yeah, our product is not going to look the same as we expect it to without QB1. That's just the nature of the NFL." That's like, I mean, you can still win a game here and there, right? But the product is not going to be A+ or B+. I mean, it's just not going to be that. You'll find a way to squeak a win through with a C or a C- performance. So I think that's where they're at, and I don't think teams expect to lose their starting quarterbacks like that. It happens. It happens.
But that goes back to the negligence of the Miami Dolphins in understanding trends and patterns. We have seen this, I would say, after COVID, after 2020, a lot of quarterbacks going down. And then you have a classic example in your QB1. It's one of the reasons why his contract was so incentive based on how many seasons or training camps that he plays to get that full amount. That's actually, if you read the contract, I took a look at it. It was some things that were guaranteed, but a lot of things were predicated on if he was available for this amount of games or available for training camp or available. So if you put all of that in the contract, how in the hell do you not follow that up by finding something better in the field? And this is the thing. There were options out there, and you're still sitting on $20 million, right? Why not be proactive instead of reactive? And I know you like Tua, but let's be honest. Dating back to high school, he's only played one full season. How do you not have a contingency plan that doesn't, because you're not, so to your point, you're not like the rest of the NFL. You know that this guy may go down. So I have to build my team based off of what I have, not based off of what the NFL is doing or not doing. That's where the malpractice comes into play. You're going to talk yourself into, he learned jiu-jitsu and now he gets the ball out quicker. Oh, no, he's skinny now and he's going to run. So we're going to be just fine with just these individuals. No. So you're going to be held 100% responsible for what you failed to do. Because now, instead of doing what you said earlier about getting Justin Fields or some of these other guys, now you have to run with your head cut off and find people on practice squads. Hello, and think about what kind of quality is in practice squads right now. Or you're gonna have to call somebody out of retirement for something that, based off of the history of Tua, and it's not that I hate Tua, because I know we got people that think that, but when you know that this man has been healthy one full season from high school, then you gotta be smarter than that. And I'm not gonna give them a pass. No.
Yeah, I'm with you. I thought we needed a better backup situation behind Tua. I'm not gonna lie, because I knew Skylar wasn't in, and people sold me Skylar. They said, "Oh, he's capable, and he could do it," and we've seen flashes, and he just hasn't. And I'm not gonna lie about that. He just hasn't been a good football player, and it's negligent on McDaniel and Greer. I agree with that. Like, they got to be better, and they got to understand that. And I think moving forward, and I think that's why they made the Huntley move and the Boyle move, because it's like, bro, we got to figure it out. Now it's like, now you're poaching people from practice squads because they're better players than Skylar. Skylar might go out here and shit the bed like he did. He literally did it. So I appreciate you coming through. Now, you got anything else you want to get off your chest?
No, it's just that, and I'm glad that we kind of went back to ball. I do apologize for the other stuff, but my whole thing is, I think we all have the consensus. We love this team, and and we wanted to do better. But my philosophy in life is that we have to be honest. We cannot just lie ourselves into things that we're not seeing. Now, I do believe we're going to win the next 2 games, right? I think we will beat 10.
So you think with who?
Yeah,
Who's going to be the quarterback?
Well, they already got Tyler, as they announced that he's going to be the starter.
They did.
Yes, they did announce that tonight, around, I think, like 2 hours ago.
Wow.
So he's going to be the starter. I think, given the competition, and I think Mike McDaniel has been crucified enough to at least, hopefully, he's still not being stubborn to change, to modify that game plan, because to me the defense is doing enough to keep you in games. Like we were still in that game. So I think we win the next 2. The challenge is moving out for those 2 games and finding out the results of where Tua is. But still, to me, they shot themselves in the foot by not being proactive, and we're just reacting to everything. So to me, I made a post today about the fans, and I don't agree with a lot of fans. You saw me disagree with one in particular tonight. Well, 2. But I do understand that whatever concept they come with, I'm not pushing back on it, because we don't deserve this. It's been 24 years. It's been 41 years since a Super Bowl, and it's been over 50 since we won one. I watched every team I cheered for, all the way down to my high school, at least get to a championship game. So I can imagine.
Getting to a championship game is not easy, though. Now you got to understand that. I think you understand that.
But my whole disposition is that at some point there has to be a level of grace to the fans, because we always want to attack the fans' opinion, but we cannot do that, because this is what they're giving us the view. It's like when you go to the movies and the movie is bad, you're not gonna say it wasn't bad. You're gonna say it was terrible, and then you're gonna go on your social media and say that it's terrible. We've seen this with Netflix. We've seen this with different movies that we watch now. If it's bad, you're gonna share what it was bad. If it was good, that's just how it works. Like, I cannot be mad at the fans. So all of the fans outside of those 2 that still need to see me in the right time and right place. But y'all continue to say what y'all got to say, because the Dolphins earned all the smoke that they getting right now. And I land.
So, Nay, last question. So when they win the next 2 with Huntley at quarterback, what you gonna come on here saying about Mike McDaniel?
I still think we need to see him. I still think. Here's my thing. I have a conspiracy theory, but I'll tell you that offline, because that's just going to throw everything off. I have a conspiracy. Right. I'll tell you that offline. But I still need to see, when there was a scene, and I know you felt this, when it was clearly that the time of possession, it was almost over, and he didn't even know to call the timeout. He's looking to the ref to verify the timeout. Like, you talk about scholar's confidence. I'm looking at a head coach that's been a head coach for 3 years, has been to the playoffs back to back, and you don't know to just call the timeout. Why are you looking to the ref? So by the time he finally did his fingers to do a timeout, the ref was like, man, the ball is already snapped. I can't give you that. Like, I need him to be better with pressurized moments. It seemed like when he has pressure, he literally folds. And I think the offense in particular follows that mantra. And I think the defense still continues to try. And that's what I think. That's going to be, he's still evaluating to me, but I do need, to your point, I do need the people that got paid. Tyreek Hill, Waddle, all these guys. Hey, you the star players. I remember seeing Kelsey yelling at Andy Reid to give me the ball. You know,
you want to see that? You want to see Tyreek Hill? You want to see Tyreek Hill slap McDaniel? Huh? That's what you want to see.
Give me the ball. Shoot. I mean, we paying you. Look, Tyreek got more energy to go back and forth with fans. But if you ever watch him, if you ever watch Tyreek in the game when we're losing, he's always chewing gum and just looking like he about to catch flies. There's no emotion. There's nothing.
I'm gonna have to hit Tyreek up about this. I'm gonna tell him.
I don't care nothing about that. You know, I ain't scared of nobody but God.
I'm gonna hit Tyreek up. I'm gonna say, hey, Nene said your ass better stop laughing on that damn bench, or she gonna jump through that damn TV and come get you. That's what I'm gonna tell her. That's what I'm gonna tell him. Hey, I appreciate you coming through, Nate. It's always a good conversation.
It's always love. Thank you, CB.
Always. Shout out to the homie name, man. We got Tony Manzano. Tony, what is up? I gotta get the homie on here real quick. What's up with you, man? What's going on?
CB, in the chat, I'm defending Skylar just a little bit.
Why are you defending Skylar?
No.
Skylar don't need no defense.
Could I finish?
Come
what
on,
I'm gonna
rock
say
out.
What I'm defending Skylar about is Tua has had most of the last few seasons. I understand he's a quarterback, the starting quarterback, but even Skylar really hasn't had even playing time in garbage time, really, to be honest. So he's been on the practice squad most of the time. So him having this lack of pocket presence, like people are saying, I blame it on the lack of playing time that the coaches haven't really he hasn't really got enough.
Bro, Anthony,
Is that
here
an
we go.
excuse, or do
That's
you see
Hey, here we go. There's a lot of QB1s in the NFL, right? There are guys who get no playing time every week, right? When you're a backup in the NFL, right?
No, but he's practice squad.
Look, right. And practice squad, backup, whatever you are. What Skylar is on he was on the active roster as the second quarterback. There was no Mike White or none of that, right? So when you are in that role and you're the number 2 guy, right? You have to prepare every day as if you're the number 1. And you will get your opportunity at some point. And when you do get your opportunity, you have to be prepared. This is my thing. You have to be prepared. It is the NFL.
Yeah.
Right?
There's no lack of
there's no, bro, you've been here for 3 years. You've had 3 years to prepare for this moment. 3 years. That's more than enough time, Tony.
But I understand he's been here for 3 years, but when you're not really getting enough playing time,
no, it's not about playing. It's not about playing time. You're not going to get
aspect of your game.
You're not going to get game reps. You get your playing time in preseason, and you get it in practice. So in practice, you better be taking those reps like it's a game. You better be taking it very seriously. Those preseason reps, you better be cherishing them, because that's all you're going to get, unless it's garbage time and you end up getting reps. But that's not guaranteed, bro. That's just the nature of the game.
And the reason why I'm saying, with the pocket presence aspect of a quarterback, don't you agree they need more playing time to go through the motions of being able to establish their pocket presence? When a young quarterback doesn't have enough playing time, how can he?
It's tough because look, Tua came in year 1 and 2, and he didn't have the best pocket presence, but he had enough to realize, bro, I need to get this ball off or I'm going to get punished. Right? He had enough of that. Like, this is the NFL. It's a lot of common sense in the game as well, bro. I need to get the ball off. I need to throw it right away, or I'm going to get my ass killed. Right? That should be enough pocket presence, awareness, like common sense for you to be able to make plays, bro. That's enough. Like, bro, aren't you tired of taking a beating? Aren't you tired of getting hit? Throw the damn football. Give us a shot. So I get it. People want to give Skylar excuses. They want to give him, hey, he hasn't had time. He only had 10 days to prepare, blah, blah, blah. 10 days is a lot of time for a player that's going to realize that he's going to be a starter. That's a lot of time to go in there and prepare for a football game.
And I have a question. We always blame the quarterbacks for not being prepared. Can you blame the coach for not getting the quarterback prepared?
You can blame the coach too, but when we look at the film and guys are running open and Skylar's holding the ball and he's holding the ball and he's not willing to make the throw, that dog just don't bite. He won't make that throw. He's scared. He's a deer in headlights. He's seeing ghosts. So, I mean, that's what it comes down to, and that's on Mike McDaniel, because Mike McDaniel should have saw that in practice or some other point where he could have evaluated that Skylar's just not going to be the guy for us. He's not going to be good enough in those moments.
Yeah, no, and I feel this is where I kind of a guy like Skyler, to be honest, I feel bad for him when the coach is not getting him prepared the correct way.
I don't
And
feel. Why do you feel bad for Tua when Tua looks bad out there? Because you have a lot of sympathy for Skyler, but you don't have this energy for Tua at all. It's like Tua has, and honestly, Skyler's older than Tua.
yeah,
Like, so
no,
why doesn't Tua get this grace, Tony?
because he's okay. The reason why I give grace a little bit more grace to Skyler is because as the
Oh man,
backup, you're not really getting a ton of playing time unless the starter gets injured or in garbage time, really, if your team is blowing out your opponent. The and the reason why I put so
I
much
think
pressure on Tua is because he's a starter, and what certain parts of the, not you specifically, you're realistic, but there's certain parts of the fan base that are like that have this ridiculous notion that he's Dan Marino reincarnated and stuff like that.
All right, stay put for a second. I'm gonna quit this. I'm gonna quit and come right back. You gotta stay in the background.
Okay.
I think I froze up. So just give me a couple minutes to quit this real quick and come back.
Okay. Yeah, Skyler's 26. He was drafted as a redshirt junior, Jose, coming out of college, because he missed the end of his freshman year because of a shoulder injury, and he missed the majority of his sophomore year as a sophomore with a knee injury.
All right, so I'm back. So yeah, Tony, and I understand what you're saying. It's just it's a little
but do you understand where I'm coming from when there's unrealistic expectations on this kid?
but I think it's fair though. I think it's warranted. It's like we
But
want
saying he's a reincarnation of Marino, don't you think that's a little bit too far?
who of Tua?
Yeah, no, that I've heard some of our fan base, like some of the hardcore Tua fans, say that he's basically Dan Marino reincarnated.
No, you can't listen to people like that. We know Tua and Dan Marino are two different players, but man, I appreciate you coming through, Tony.
Okay, have a good
It was a good conversation. Have a good one, bro.
You too.
Shout out to the homie Anthony Manzano for coming through. I got MCJB in the building. Chef Drew, I got you next. What's up, MC? What's going on with you, bro?
What's good, my brother from Orlando? How you doing?
What's going on, man? How you feeling?
Man, I'm in pain, brother. I'm
Yeah.
in pain. But
what?
Let me tell you something. I'm gonna give you one. I'm gonna head out and give me 2-3 minute rant. I'm gonna give you some good news about last Sunday's game. The only good news I got.
What's the only good news you got?
Tim Boyle. It's time to boil, baby, because Tim Boyle looked great. I'm sorry. I don't care about the stats. I don't care about, his past. Bro, he could have had a touchdown game pass.
Smythe. What Durham Smythe?
And he I'm sorry, my bad. My bad. Sorry, my language. He folded.
He folded.
Dude, get your big ass head out of the way.
It's crazy, man. And that was a really nice throw.
Bro,
nice throw.
I think if we didn't start Skyler, if we started Tim, we could have won that game. Or at least it would have been
competitive.
Close.
Yeah.
Oh, he played great. I'm sorry. I'm all Tua, but sometimes you can't go with Skyler, bro. I'm sorry, but I'm going with Tim. I want Tim to play this. I know Tyler Huntley's playing. But I want Tim.
But I think I like Tim. I like Tim as I like Boyle Boyle as Huntley's backup though. I think it'll work out.
I want him to play. I'm sorry. I know Huntley's are gonna be balling, but I want Huntley to at least get one, just bro.
Yeah.
I saw bro. He looked comfortable in the backfield when the linemen were when all the line was like surrounding him, he looked comfortable. Skylar, he didn't look comfortable.
Yeah, Skylar had happy feet.
I didn't read that. I just saw that. My bad. I took Talking Thrones take. That's crazy.
Nah, you good. You good, man.
Bro,
anything else before you get out of here, bro?
What's up?
Anything else?
No, that's it. I just want to calm down. Shut your guy. Think I'm on. All right, man. I'll let you. I know you got a lot of people. See him.
All right, bro. I hit you, bro. All right, later. Shout out to the homie MCJB. Nene was on. Anthony Manzano. Got the people. Rex, come back through, man. I think Rex left. We got the homie, the ambassador, Chef Jew in the building. What's good?
What's good, homie? How you doing, man? Y'all can hear me?
Yeah. I got you. How you feeling?
I'm doing good. Just getting home from work. Just listening while I'm driving. Listening while I'm working, so I could listen. I got Dolphin content 24/7, so I got y'all boys. I be around listening. May not be commenting a lot, but I do be listening in on the show and stuff like that. So
I appreciate you, bro.
You know I gotta show love to everybody.
Yeah,
man. I ain't gonna be up here too long. I'm just made it home safe. It's as a fan, being a fan. It's frustrating right now because we're just tired. We're tired of the same results. We're tired of the same mediocrity crap over year after year. It sucks to go to the stadium, see this performance, then got to hear all the noise. It's frustrating as a fan, a diehard fan, to go see this team play like this. Like it doesn't make any sense that we can't even get this offensive line on point, and people want to crucify Butch Berry. Butch Berry doing the best he can with this offensive line. It's the guys that they're going to adapt with what he's producing, because this offensive line have not been good since 2016. I remember that squad. We had what's his name? We had Brian. Was it Brian? No. It was Brandon Albert. We had
We had
Pouncey,
yep.
Jerome Bushrod. We had Juwan James, and we had Lermy Thompson. We had not had that offensive line, that a great offensive line system, guys. That was 2016. That was the year that Tannehill got hurt, and I was at that game. And the guy that's on the team now, Calais Campbell, was the one that took out Tannehill. That's the crazy part. When we played, when he was with Cardinals, but. It's something got to change. Something definitely got to change, because I listened to GDW and shout out to him. He said a lot of good points. Like there's something got to change, because if a lot of this crap keeps going on, somebody's gonna hit the floor, some heads gonna start rolling, and it's true. We don't give a crap about your contract. Okay, here we're gonna pay whatever your contract out. Fine, take it. Here you go. But we need some stability. I want a head coach that can come in here that gets disciplined. Yes, many people can say what they want about Flores. I like Brian Flores. I'm a defensive guy. I like Brian Flores. This team was disciplined. They ain't had that many penalties. And what he's saying now people want to kiss his butt, because everything he was saying before, everybody thought he was hating on Tua and stuff. No, he told y'all everything and exposed y'all he's not ready. Because that year, if it was me, I wanted Tua to sit out. Tua didn't need to rush to play, but of course Ross wants to get his hand in the kitchen, get himself in the kitchen, messing up the dish, and and look what we got going on. And look at the stuff we got going on.
And I think Ross was in a tough position that year. I think Ross and Greer were in a tough position with Flores, because you have 2 first-round draft picks the next year, and you're like, man, like, what if this kid isn't good enough? Like, we need to be drafting another quarterback if that's the case. So I think they were in a position where it's like, man, we got to see what he got. Like, we at least got to see him for these last. We know, and they looked at the situation, evaluated the situation, and said, hey, Ryan Fitzpatrick is not taking his team to a Super Bowl. It's just not happening this year, right? So they said, hey. They probably went to Flores and said, hey, we need to see the kid. We got 2 first-round draft picks the next year. If he's not good enough, it's going to give us the opportunity to draft a quarterback early in the first round, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the situation that they're in, and he may not have been ready, right? I mean, Flores even said himself, I don't think he's ready. I wouldn't put my son out there if he was in that position, right? So
Exactly. True.
that may be the case, but you also got a business to run, and you also got to think long term. So giving them that situation is just kind of tough, because I knew Ryan Fitzpatrick wasn't taking us to the Super Bowl. I wanted to see what we had in Tua. If Tua's not good enough, go draft somebody else. Shit, we need to be figuring it out right now, because we got to be thinking long term. And I think that was them thinking long term in the moment. But
because Omar Kelly said it himself, Omar Kelly was like, keep drafting the quarterback until I believe he said,
right, you got to keep
until you
drafting
get
them.
him.
Yeah.
Keep
and
doing it.
And I think the Miami Dolphins do end up drafting a quarterback earlier now, for that they see that, hey, this Tua thing is real, right? And I think when he went healthy all season last year, I think the Miami Dolphins thought the concussion thing was behind them, right? And they didn't realize that it would come up again. And sometimes that's just how life works. If Tua slides, we may not even be having this conversation. Like we made it, like he's literally one hit away from changing the dynamic of the franchise. So that's why I get so upset with him about not protecting himself and not doing what's best for himself, because it also hurts the team in the long run. So
exactly. And you putting a stall to this team. Because you're being self right now. I'm sorry, Tua's being selfish.
He is.
I'm gonna tell you why.
That's exactly what it is. He's being selfish.
He's being selfish. I ain't gonna hold you up, see, because I know you're ready to go. I'm just gonna say this part. He's being selfish. And the reason why I'm saying he's being selfish, dude, you don't want to retire, but you rather go ahead and lay your life out here on this field, and then the Dolphins gotta be held accountable of what happens to you, and then you got the family gonna be this and this to the organization. See, they're not looking at the whole ordeal of what could be, or what could happen. And I don't want to see him. And honestly, I don't want to see him back. I really don't want to see Tua on the field, because it's only gonna take one good hit, and that's it. And he has to he definitely should have.
He coming back.
I know he's coming back, but
he gotta come back, and he gotta come back.
He gotta live with that contract.
Yeah, bro, we paying, so you gotta pay. It's pay to play.
I know, because I don't know what was going through his mind the first two games. Like, you overthrowing your guys. Yes, we like the fact that you throwing the deep bombs, but make sure your guys have enough time to get to it. Because it was just ridiculous to sit there and be at the Bills game. I'm right there with the Bills fans, and I gotta hear them singing their song, which is annoying. But at the end of the day, what can I do? I'm just a fan. I used to get upset. I used to get angry. Like, I was that kind of passionate fan. I still am.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I gotta still be humble and be appreciative that I'm at least still here. I don't want to, go through heart problems. You know how people go through stress and they have strokes. I don't do that.
Right,
I don't even drink, and people drink these sorrows.
It's crazy.
Nothing wrong with if you.
And honestly, Chef, now this is a real conversation too.
Yes,
because people don't have this conversation enough, and there's a lot of people out there who are really like upset with the Dolphins right now, who are really like it's affecting their lives, right? And I don't give the Dolphins that much power over me. I just can't. I just have too much other stuff going on to where I don't let the Miami Dolphins control the way I feel about my family, my work week, how I approach my work week, stuff like that. So I get upset, right? I'm upset. I'm mad we lost a football game, but I'm also compartmentalizing it. Bro, these people get paid millions of dollars to go out there and play. If they're not taking it that serious, I'm definitely not taking it that serious, because I don't get paid to do that, right? So you guys also got to understand that we can't control what's going on with the Miami Dolphins right now. I wish I could. I wish I was getting paid to, but hey, that's not something I'm doing. So hey, I don't take it that serious. And some people do, right? And I'm not getting mad at the people who do. I'm just saying I'm not giving it that type of control over what I got going on.
Like my mom taught me, whoever has the power to upset you has the power to control you.
Exactly.
And that is the truth. And I had to learn
that. And I always go by the motto, hey, if they didn't give me my joy, they damn sure ain't taking it. And the Miami Dolphins don't give me enough joy for them to be taking joy away from me. They just don't. I enjoy watching the team. I enjoy watching them compete. But this is not something I'm losing sleep over. I can guarantee you that.
I'm not. I just at the end of the day, bro, it is what it is. We going through this, and eventually we're gonna come out of it. Because I'm gonna say this, and a lot of people could agree with me. How long it took for the Chiefs to get back to the Super Bowl?
Long time.
Chiefs haven't been back to the Super Bowl since Super Bowl 3, I believe. Yeah, Super Bowl 3. Yeah. When the last time the Eagles been to a Super Bowl? They haven't been to a Super Bowl since 2004. Look how long it took them to win one.
Yeah. But people don't realize that, Chef. They just think Super Bowls come easily. They think, all the teams do this. The Chiefs do it all the time. Everybody. It took the Chiefs a long time to win a Super Bowl. Look at
the Rams.
Yeah.
Look at the Rams.
Yeah.
All they needed was a quarterback. That's all they needed. Just like for us, I'm almost done. See, just like for us. Remember when we had Brandon Marshall, we had Ricky, we had Ricky, we had all these boys. The only thing I felt in my heart we was missing, and no shot to Jay Fiedler, he's still the last quarterback to win the playoff game. We just needed a certified quarterback that could lead that team. And I felt we would have did well.
Yeah.
We would have did well. But at the end of the day, we just gonna be fans. I'm still supporting the team. I'm loyal to the logo as always. Some players gonna come and go, but right now I'm not saying the season over. I'm not giving up on this season. I feel like things can change. I do want to see. I see Tim Boyle did his thing, but can you get us touchdowns?
Yeah.
Can you get us touchdowns? And I do want to see my boy Tyler Huntley.
Hey,
hopefully we get to see
Huntley
him.
Huntley got to go. He started. Huntley got to go.
Because some people was already telling me if Huntley's not playing, I'm selling my ticket. I'm like, bro, really? You gonna do the? I'm like, bro, what happened to being loyal to the team, to the logo? I don't care who's at quarterback. I'm gonna support my team.
The loyalty, bro. The loyalty. People are jumping off. People are jumping off the train, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy to see. Off a 2-game skid, people are like, yo,
exactly.
I'm out of here.
What happened to the pay? Like, I understand, but like I said, look how long it took the Chiefs, the Eagles, the Rams to get to these Super Bowls. And look at them now. It's about sometimes we gotta go through the punches.
You gotta
look at Carolina.
Bro, you gotta take your lumps, bro. You gotta take your lumps. But people don't understand that, and I'm willing to go through the storm with the Miami Dolphins, and that's where we are right now, right? We're gonna go through the storm. I'm willing to go through it, and I mean, what's crazy is the storm is coming this week, right?
Exactly.
And I'm willing to persevere through the storm because I know it's gonna clear up at the end. And hey, we may come out of this thing a better football team. Like we've always been a team who started early and started fast, right? Maybe this year we start slow and we pick it up towards the end of the season, and we're playing good football going into the playoffs. And I think that's what really matters, to be completely honest. Because if you're playing bad going into the playoffs, you're not going to be there long, right? Nope. You're not going to be there long at all. If we could persevere through this storm this season, start playing some good football towards the end of the season, you just never know where it could take us. You never know.
You never know.
Never know, man. Hey, Chef, I appreciate you coming on, bro. I appreciate all the support, man. Hey, love what you do. Keep pushing, bro. Keep pushing.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna keep pushing, and we're gonna be all right, man. We're gonna be just fine. Y'all fans, I'm gonna say this. Your fans, I'm gonna say it in Aaron Rodgers' tone. Relax.
It's okay. We got it.
All right. We're gonna be fine. Don't jump off the ship.
Don't
Stay
jump
on,
ship.
because if you say you loyal to the logo, ride the ship with the team. Hey, I went
Let's
through it 1-15.
It's
I went
Miami.
through it 1-15. I went through all that. I still get the heat, but I still represent my team regardless, and it doesn't matter. So just every better days ahead. Just be patient. It's gonna come.
It's gonna come, man.
Just don't let it mess your health. Let it not mess your health up, please. We want to still see you live.
No mental health issues. Don't have
please.
no mental health issues. Don't let the Dolphins have that much power over you.
And bet responsibly. Let me say that too. Bet responsibly. Don't spend money that you're not afford to lose. Don't
be like Trick Daddy. Don't lose money because you betting on the Dolphins. Hey, don't lose money because you betting on the Dolphins.
Heard that.
Hey, appreciate you coming through, Chef.
Got you, Claire.
All right, bro. Later. Shout out to the homie Chef Jew, man. Hey, like I said, man, it's Miami versus everybody. Cliff D, I don't care nothing about what you talking about. I don't have low standards at all. The Miami Dolphins are going to persevere. They're going to come through and get this win. Hey, do they come out of this on top?
I hope so.
Hey, I hope so, man. The Miami Dolphins are going to figure it out, man. And don't give up hope yet. Don't give up hope on McDaniel and the team. The team needs us right now. They need us to rally behind this group and figure out a way to go get these wins, man. And we got Huntley starting, bro. We got Huntley starting next week. That's going to be fresh. Dude's a gamer. He's back in Broward where he was like born and raised. Like, bro, this could be a great story for the Miami Dolphins. Huntley comes in, wins you a couple of games, right? Honestly, I'm willing to ride the hot hand, right? If Huntley comes in and plays well, he's going to play until he's not playing good enough, right? So if he wins these next 3 games, oh shit, he playing the 4th, the 5th, the 6th. We're going to keep playing him. And we may just ride him into the Super Bowl. We don't know. We just don't know how to work out. But I'm rocking with my squad. It's the Miami Dolphins versus everybody. We riding that hot hand. Definitely riding that hot hand. So, hey, real quick, do me a favor. Before y'all get out of here, punch the like button for your boy. If you're over on Twitter or X, come over here, subscribe to the channel, join in on the conversation. I appreciate the guests coming through. Nene, Mounty, Tony Manzano, MCJB, Chef Jew. I appreciate all you guys coming through for the call-in show and just having some conversation with me. We're going to be all right, man. We're going to be all right. We got another big matchup Monday night. Hopefully in prime time, we figure out a way to get this damn win against the Titans. I'm ready to punch these dudes in the mouth because they've done nothing but cause us headache for the past 3 years. So I'm tired of playing these dudes. So, hey, Monday, we set the tone on them boys. Monday, we will set this tone. Nene says we win the next 2. Nene, we win in the next 2, according to you?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Christopher Aloysius Greer's team, we gonna win the next 2, Nene?
I hope so.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to it. This will be fun. Cliff D says, "Oh my gosh, I have to unsubscribe." You'll be okay, buddy. Shout out to ABAB in the building. Shout out to the homie Irv in the building. Shout out to the members gang, Greg in the building. I have some faith, y'all. We will figure it out. Yeah, we're gonna figure this thing out. Phins up. D-Rod in the building. CB, remember when Fitz won like 6 in a row or got benched? No, he didn't win 6 in a row. He was 3-3. What are we talking about, man? Y'all be making stuff up on a whim. Tighten up. Hey, my man 8 says, be around for the turnaround. Uh-oh, I like it. Don't jump off ship now. Dak said it. Dak said it last night, or was it Sunday night? He said, don't jump off. So you better not jump off. Don't jump off that ship, man. It's Miami versus everybody. If y'all didn't know, it's Miami versus everybody. That's our mentality. We gonna keep rocking. We gonna keep getting it. Y'all already know what time it is. It's your boy Phins Take with CB83, and I am out. See ya. You know I will